Hello again, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of notable people in North Texas. My guest today is Brian Aft, a wounded veteran of the Afghanistan War who was on routine patrol when an explosive device led to the amputation of both of his legs. Thank you for being here, Brian.
Thank you.
Also with us is retired Marine Lieutenant Colonel Mark Roy, who was a recent candidate for Texas State Rep. Thank you for being here, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, I'll begin, Brian, by asking you to tell our viewers something about what happened that day in Afghanistan.
Basically, we were just on a normal patrol. All the patrols out there were on foot. There's too many IEDs to take out vehicles. But we were heading back to our base, and we came upon a irrigation ditch. So it's just a deep ditch with water running through it. And the first four guys ahead of me, we were ranger filing everywhere, so just a single file line with about 15 meters of dispersion between us. Yeah. So the first four guys went up, jumped across, and then posted up, keeping eyes out for everything. And when my turn came, walking up in the boot prints of the guys in front of me, right as I was pushing off, jump to jump, that's just everything. It's really weird because you don't hear the boom. It was strange, like a combination of a crack and a thump. Yeah. But everything's black from smoke and dirt, and I guess I got thrown up in the air because I was weightless, and I remember hitting like a thud and be just really very disoriented from everything. Right. But my buddies rushed in. They dragged me out. They treated me, and everything worked out for the better. It did take a while, over an hour for, we had British medevacs, but for that medevac helicopter to come in and pick me up. But I can tell you I've never been so happy to be hit by rotor wash from the helicopter.
Well, how many surgeries did you have?
Over 30, mostly they're because most of them people say I've had this many surgeries, a lot of the time it's a work in progress what they're doing to fix you, because these are really severe injuries, so they're bit by bit. Right. They're getting everything set up so it can properly heal.
Sure.
And
I understand you must have gone through tremendous pain, and that led to drug use?
Yes.
And how bad does the drug use get?
Oh, really bad. It was mostly heroin and cocaine, mostly heroin, but if I'm being honest, the mixture of the two is a really nice combination that knocks all bad feelings away, but makes your life absolutely miserable in the process. So it's a pretty endless, silly cycle of nonsense. But it started with, I was doing it still before getting out, but it got at its worst when I was out, and mostly by myself in my apartment, really nothing keeping me busy, and ended up, I think I went through, gosh, just on one run, went through about 26 grand. Wow. Just very, very, very quickly. That's a very conservative estimate too.
Yeah.
But
well, you finally turned your life around and got out of that. And are you still undergoing any medical procedures, or are you finished with that?
Finished with everything. I did have I had a hernia here because they had to, because I'm a left leg hip disarticulation. I did have femur on my left leg, about the same length as what's left of my right leg, but there wasn't enough meat and flesh around it for them to really do anything with. So they removed the entire femur and pretty much set me up to be able to sit without having bony parts causing pain and stuff.
Well, by the way, how is your dog Buckshot?
Oh, he's fantastic.
And he was also injured slightly in that IED explosion, right?
Not too bad. He did. He lucked out very much so. He had a popped eardrum. It might have been both, but I think it was just the one, and cuts and bruises.
Oh. Well, he's also been involved in other mishaps, war-related, right?
Yes. A few months before I was hit, I was a replacement handler for my buddy Fergie short for Ferguson.
Yeah.
Luckily, the IED that struck them, it did not go off completely or properly. Ferguson was injured and eventually ended up having to amputate the injured portion of his leg below the knee, but it was, the recovery time after that was super fast. I mean, he's doing fantastic. But Buckshot's very first IED blast is when it resulted in the loss of his tail. That's why he doesn't have one.
But he's doing okay now?
He's great.
He's doing great. Brian, are you currently involved in exercise programs?
Yes, Adaptive Training Foundation, for the most part. They do a 9-week program. Usually they're trying to gear the guys in the program towards doing something. This last one I was involved with, it was completely geared towards sled skiing. For me, sled skiing, some guys snowboarded, but we were out at Tahoe, and it was a fantastic time coming down the mountain.
Yeah, and that was that had to do with 9 weeks of boot camp.
Yes.
Is that the one? And you to prepare for the skiing, snowboarding at the Adaptive Training Foundation. Okay, yeah, that's what I was reading about. Yeah, I got that information.
Yes, it's 9 weeks. They try high intensity program, and they just tailor it to you and your needs based on what your injuries were.
And you mentioning earlier about some guy you know that does jujitsu.
His name is Alan Shabaro. He was a Green Beret, and he's very talented at jiu-jitsu, but he has his own shop. I'm brand new to it. I just started, but seeing what he did with, there's an Army vet there named Joey. He's a triple amputee. Seeing the way that he rolls with all the full able-bodied people it amazed me. So getting to learn from him is really,
it sounds amazing to me too. Let me see. You've been involved in many activities with Veterans Affairs over the years, and I'm sure, Mark, you're part of that too.
Mm-hmm. Some of them,
yeah. And there is something coming up in November, and you are a featured speaker. It's the 243rd birthday Marine Corps event at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Denton. That's on November 10th. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, every year you got the Marine Corps birthday, so you got the ball, you have all the Marines show up, cake cutting ceremony, lots of drinks, jokes, just a good time all around, Mark asked me if I'd be the speaker for this, and I'm honored to do so. And there's a flyer for it.
Yes, I'm ready.
But I mean, I'm just, they're gonna raffle off some cool stuff. I believe you said they're gonna raffle off a super awesome M1 Garand.
Garand, a shooter, yep.
I know, I'm gonna buy a lot of tickets for it.
Oh, really? I'll bet.
Maybe somebody who ever wins it might donate it to you. Yeah, we what we do in the Marine Corps League, it's a nonprofit veteran organization, and we started a Marine Corps Ball doing this about 5 years ago. And we started off picking a wounded warrior. And the reason why is for two reasons. Number one, it was to attract some of the younger Marines to the Marine Corps League. And to get some of the, because a lot of the younger Marines are so busy with their life, they forget that they have a lot of support in some of these veteran organizations. But another part is, it's just always great to hear, and Brian inspires me, his whole story inspires me. So we wanted to open this up as a charity event and let people come hear this inspiring story. And they are going to be inspired when they hear Brian's story.
And I will have the website in the written portion of this and more information about it as well, about this event in November. Well, we're coming down, I saw the signal, we're coming down to the end, so Brian, is there anything you'd like to add before we close the interview?
Oh, for the ball, I'm super happy and honored that they wanted me to speak there. And I'm really just looking forward to getting to hang out with all the Marines there and hear their stories too, and just shoot the breeze with a bunch of other Marines. I mean, I don't get to
it's got to be a great event. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for being here, and you, Mark, Roy, as well. And I know that all of our viewers want to thank you for your services, your sacrifice to our country.
I greatly appreciate it. You too, sir.
Very good pleasure.
Thank
great
you, Bob.
seeing you
I
again,
sure
Mark.
appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
And thank you for watching.